Hi guys, Ben from BensGameTime here. It's 2020, and you know what that means. Flash will be no longer supported in December of this year. Flash has been used for a ton of things on the internet, but one of my favorite applications has to be Flash games. We all know what Flash games are, those great small-scale games that you can play in a web browser, and that could be made by pretty much anyone. So, I'm starting a new series to take a look at some of the best and worst of what Flash games have to offer before it comes to an end this year. This is Flash Game Frenzy, and today we'll be looking at the first 3 Bloons Tower Defense games.
A common genre of Flash games are tower defense games, games where hordes of enemies try to get from one side of a map to another, with you needing to stop them by setting up defenses around the map, typically towers. Bloons Tower Defense is a tower defense game based on the Bloons puzzle game, where you throw darts at balloons to try to pop enough to pass each level. In Bloons Tower Defense, you need to stop the balloons from reaching the end of the map by setting up various towers to pop the balloons. The first game in the Bloons Tower Defense series is quite simple. You have 5 towers at your disposal to stop the balloons: dart monkeys that will toss a dart at the balloons, tack shooters that fire tacks in 8 directions, ice towers that temporarily freeze balloons in place, bomb towers that launch bombs, and finally super monkeys that are like a Gatling gun of darts. Easily the best tower in the game, but the most expensive. You start the game with $650 and 40 lives. Towers obviously cost money, and each tower can be upgraded. Every tower can get more range, plus another ability, except super monkeys who only get the range boost. Dart monkeys are able to pop 2 balloons instead of 1, tack shooters can fire faster, ice towers can freeze for longer, and bomb towers get a larger blast radius. For each balloon that you pop, you get $1, and for each balloon that gets through, you lose a life. Why does letting something as harmless as a balloon get through cost you a life? Well, there's no reason given in game, but it was always my headcanon as a kid that you were protecting someone with a latex allergy, and letting too many balloons get through would kill them. Disclaimer: this joke was not meant to mock people with real latex allergies. You must survive for 50 rounds to beat the game, and the end of each round will get you a cash bonus to help set up more defenses. As for the balloons, they come at a variety of strengths. Red balloons are the basic balloon, requiring just one hit to pop. Blue balloons have a red balloon inside and will release it when popped. Greens have blues, and yellows have greens. Each level of balloon is faster than the last, and each level of balloon is equivalent to a life. So letting a blue go will cost 2 lives, green 3, and so on. There are also black and white balloons. Both are slower than yellow balloons and will release 2 yellows when popped, but both have special resistances. Black balloons are immune to bombs, and white balloons are immune to freezing. While this implies that strategically picking and placing your towers is important, that isn't necessarily the case in this game. You can easily beat the game with just dart and super monkeys. Tack shooters fire too slowly and are just useless pieces of shit. Ice towers could be considered helpful since they slow down the balloons, but frozen balloons can only be popped with bombs, making them ineffective on their own, and bomb towers are too expensive to warrant the investment. Requiring no variation does take away from this game, but it is still fun to play, and it's a good starting point for the series. Bloons Tower Defense 2 does a good job of expanding on what the first Bloons Tower Defense game started. This time around, there are 3 maps available to play, each at a different difficulty level. Each increase in difficulty makes towers and upgrades more expensive, and reduces your total lives count by 25. New to this game are the boomerang towers, road spikes, and monkey glue. Boomerang towers toss a boomerang that can pop 2 balloons at once, and can be upgraded to pop up to 5 at once and gain the ability to pop frozen balloons. Road spikes and monkey glue are not towers, but instead traps to put on the track itself. Road spikes can pop up to 10 balloons each, and monkey glue can slow down up to 20. While these are good in a hectic situation, they can be inefficient due to no quick buy option, so if you need to buy a lot fast, you need to go back and forth between the track and the buy option, which could cost you some lives. The road traps will go away at the end of each round, so it's best to use them for emergencies only. In terms of new balloons, this game introduces 2: rainbow balloons, which contain 2 black and 2 white balloons in them, and lead balloons, which contain just 2 black balloons, but can only be destroyed by bomb towers. The addition of lead balloons is much needed so that some strategy would be required in this game, especially since there was no need for variety in the first game. However, speaking of strategy, this game still doesn't do enough to accommodate for different strategies. Boomerangs are the best towers in the game, and you can beat the game using mostly just those and bomb towers. Dart monkeys aren't as effective in this game, ice towers still require another tower to be efficient, and tack shooters are still useless pieces of shit. As for super monkeys, you can use them if you want, and they have a new upgrade to shoot lasers that pop two balloons at once, but they are a bit too expensive to be worth it. Also, on the harder maps, road spikes are pretty much required to win without losing lives, which seems backwards. Road spikes and the monkey glue are more like get out of dodge plays, so having them be needed just seems like a bad design choice. Overall, Bloons Tower Defense 2 is a good expansion on the first game, but still has some issues in terms of balancing the towers so that everything is viable. Bloons Tower Defense 3 adds the most out of the first three games, and is easily the best out of these games. This game comes with a good handful of tracks to play, and each can be played on easy, medium, and hard difficulties. Each tower now has 4 upgrades, typically through 2 range upgrades and 2 power or speed upgrades. New towers this time around include the catapult, the monkey beacon, and the pineapple bomb. The catapult shoots a spike ball in a straight line, and can be upgraded to shoot multiple balls and fire further. The monkey beacon is a passive tower that makes other towers in its range fire faster and gain more range, and when fully upgraded they are able to call a super monkey storm, which is essentially a screen wipe, but is expensive to use. The pineapple bomb is a new road trap that is a grenade that blows up the balloons around it after a few seconds, so you need to time it well. As for all the other towers in the game, each get upgrades that make them viable. Dart monkeys can pop up to 3 balloons at the same time, boomerangs can pop up to 8 and pop lead balloons, ice towers can freeze longer, slow balloons after they become unfrozen, and can even pop some balloons when they get frozen. Bomb towers can fire faster missiles and shoot frag pieces upon contact, and super monkeys get plasma vision that can destroy everything. As for tack shooters, they are actually good in this game. They gain an upgrade to shoot buzzsaws out, which is very useful, and they are now one of my favorite towers to use in the game. On the first track, you can use just 3 tack shooters to take care of most of the balloons. Another change in this game is that you can now have your towers target either the first or the last balloon in their range, which adds a new layer of strategy in the game. This works really well with towers like the catapult that fires in a straight line, so you can get them to fire at a specific part of the track. As for new balloons, there are 2, brown balloons and the Moab. Brown balloons are ceramic balloons that take multiple hits to break, and when they are broken, they release 2 rainbow balloons. The Moab, which stands for Massive Ordinary Air Blimp, not Mother of All Balloons, is a super strong blimp that carries 4 brown balloons in it, and if it escapes, it is considered an instant kill. It is the strongest balloon in the game and is difficult to beat even with super monkeys. The best addition to this game is that after you beat round 50, you can continue to play in free mode until you lose all your lives. This is such a great addition, and I love seeing how far I can get or how many super monkeys I can set up. Bloons Tower Defense 3 is easily the best of the original 3, and is my personal favorite in the series.
And those were the first 3 Bloons Tower Defense games, and they were pretty good. The first 2 had some issues with balancing the towers to make sure that everything was viable. However, they really nailed it in the third game. These are games that I find myself coming back to every once in a while, and they're some of my favorite Flash games of all time. Thank you for watching this first episode of Flash Game Frenzy, and if you have any recommendations for Flash games I should take a look at, good or bad, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next episode.